Have you ever noticed that some people walk into a room and without saying a single word, the atmosphere around them simply changes? It's not a matter of beauty or who speaks the loudest. It's a kind of vibration that arrives before the body. Carl Jung said that true enlightenment does not come from imagining figures of light, but from making the darkness conscious. When you stop running from yourself and resolve your internal wars, you begin to emit a frequency of coherence that the world around you immediately perceives. In this video, we're going straight to the point to uncover the 6 real signs that you are a high-frequency person. We'll understand why your presence can be uncomfortable for some, but magnetic for others, and how your body functions as a biological sensor for truth. If you've always felt out of sync with most people, perhaps it's because your soul is already vibrating at a rhythm that the common space cannot yet process. The first sign that you are vibrating at a high frequency is what the avatar calls the collapse of masks. You've probably noticed that people have an almost irresistible need to be truthful around you, often without you even asking. It's that strange phenomenon where a coworker or even a complete stranger in the grocery line starts sharing deep secrets or confessions they've never told anyone. This happens because your integrity functions like a gravitational field. Most people live hidden behind a persona, the social character we create to be accepted. But when they enter your energy field, that mask begins to slip. Since you don't live by appearances and have made peace with your own truth, you emit a signal that it's safe to be real around you. You don't demand vulnerability, you simply allow it. Truth is attracted to those who have stopped pretending, and that's why, in your presence, the social theater of other people often crumbles, giving way to connections that are rare, profound, and sometimes even a little frightening for those who still prefer to live in lies. The second sign that your frequency is on another level is that your body has transformed into a true biological radar for truth. You know that gut feeling or that shiver that runs up your spine when you enter a place, even if everything seems normal. Often, your skin and nervous system react even before your logical mind processes what's happening. The avatar observes that you can pick up on mood changes, hidden tensions, and even lies before anyone else notices. Imagine you walk into a work meeting where everyone is smiling and acting as if they're at peace, but you feel a weight in your chest or an immediate urge to leave. This happens because your amygdala, which is like your brain's alarm, has become extremely finely tuned to detect minimal variations in the tone of voice, posture, and energy of those around you. This sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's a hypervigilance you developed because at some point in your life, your survival depended on predicting the emotional weather of the environment to protect yourself. Today, this radar gives you an incredible advantage. You see what's behind words and are rarely caught off guard by others' falsehoods. And from this extreme sensitivity arises the third sign of high frequency, your ability to be the calmest person in the room when chaos erupts. While most people panic completely, freeze, or start screaming in the face of a sudden crisis, such as a medical emergency, a financial collapse, or a serious mistake at work, your nervous system does something different. It silences. The avatar calls this crisis competence. You've probably noticed that in moments of greatest pressure, you become strangely calm and focused. This doesn't mean you don't care, but rather that your baseline stress level has been recalibrated by the real battles you've faced and won in the past. For someone who has already been through hell, an everyday unforeseen event barely moves the needle. It's as if an internal circuit breaker trips to prevent you from being flooded by useless emotions, allowing you to be the eye of the storm. While everyone around you loses their head, you are already there, in silence, putting together the action plan to resolve what needs to be resolved. The fourth sign that your frequency has reached a rare level of maturity is how the most sensitive beings on the planet react to your presence. Have you noticed that young children tend to stare at you longer, or that animals, even the most skittish ones, seem to calm down instantly when you approach? This happens because these beings live in a purely instinctive dimension. They are not fooled by social masks, designer clothes, or pretty words. For the avatar, children and animals are like biological truth detectors. They don't read your appearance, they read your intention and your energetic coherence. If your inner self is at peace and you've stopped fighting yourself, you emit a frequency of safety that they pick up on immediately. That's why the dog that usually barks at everyone decides to lie at your feet, or why a cat, which is generally wary, chooses your lap to rest. They sensed that your presence is a safe harbor in a world full of noise and falsehood. From this deep connection with what is real, the fifth sign emerges, which is one of the heaviest to carry: the physical exhaustion you feel in the face of superficiality. For someone of high frequency, participating in empty conversations, office dramas, or useless gossip isn't just boring, it can physically hurt. You try to smile, try to fit in and be polite, but you feel as if your energy is being sucked out through an invisible straw. The avatar explains that this occurs due to vibrational incompatibility. Since your soul now seeks substance and truth, your system enters a defense mode when exposed to social theater for too long. That's why you've developed a vital need for solitude. Being alone isn't a sign of depression or isolation, but rather a recalibration mechanism. You need silence to settle the dust of the external world and be able to hear your own voice again. For you, isolation isn't emptiness. It's a sacred space where you regain the strength needed to continue being a point of light amidst the chaos. The sixth sign that defines those who vibrate at a high frequency is perhaps the most challenging of all, the so-called mirror effect. You've probably noticed that sometimes some people seem not to like you or become aggressive without you having done anything wrong at all. The avatar explains that this happens because your presence, being very authentic, ends up illuminating the dark rooms that others prefer to keep locked. Carl Jung called this the shadow, everything we repress or hide from ourselves. When you enter an environment with your energy aligned, you become an involuntary mirror for the frustrations, fears, and lies of those around you. Imagine being in a group where everyone lives by appearances and gossip. Your simple refusal to participate in this theater is enough for them to feel judged, even if you don't say a word. People may distance themselves or even try to attack you because your light reveals what they still don't have the courage to face within themselves. The great differentiator for those with this high frequency is that you learn not to take these reactions personally. You begin to realize that the other person's irritation or discomfort says nothing about who you are, but says everything about what is still unresolved within them. Instead of dimming your light or trying to shrink yourself not to bother others, you remain whole. You understand that you are not responsible for the shadow your light reveals, and that your only mission is to continue being truthful, allowing each person to deal with their own reflection in your mirror. This light you carry today didn't come from ready-made motivational phrases or superficial positive thoughts. It came from the abyss you had the courage to cross, and from all the times you had to rebuild yourself from scratch. Carl Jung explained that no one achieves enlightenment by imagining figures of light, but rather by making their own darkness conscious. Your high vibration is the result of you having sat with your own monsters, cried what needed to be cried, and decided to continue even when everything tried to break you. This is where the art of kintsugi applied to the soul comes in. When a vase breaks, Japanese masters repair it with gold, believing that the scars make it more valuable and stronger than the original piece. You are that vase. Your wounds and traumas are not flaws, but cracks through which your true mastery now shines. You are not just a survivor. You have become anti-fragile, someone who grows and becomes even more potent precisely because of the pressure you endured. Understand that you are being prepared for something greater. This discomfort with what is false and this need for truth show that you are a chosen one to lead by example, demonstrating that it is possible to live with integrity in a world of appearances. Your journey may seem solitary now, but remember that a diamond only achieves its maximum purity under pressure that would destroy any other stone. If you recognized yourself in this journey and feel that you are part of this diamond club, leave a diamond emoji in the comments. And to seal this commitment to your new frequency, write our password. My vibration reflects my truth. Those who vibrate at the same frequency will recognize you just by the weight of your words. Subscribe to continue awakening the avatar within you. Your true mission is just beginning. See you in the next video.